find a different way. How about I do what I want? Oh, now he shows up. I was gonna say, where the fuck's he at? Oh, what? Showing off? Shouldn't do that, homie. So this is when... Oh. Oh. That's kind of one of those unblockable attacks I was talking about, but you can, if you block them at just the perfect moment, you can, I guess you can block them. I guess I just never did that before on the, on my first playthrough. That is kind of good to know. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. I did poorly on that part. And I really shouldn't have, but yeah, that's fine. Not a big deal. Alright, so here's this one.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
Interesting. Sorry, dude. You got fucked over, cuz. Alley-oop. Now.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything, turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
Alright, I remember this one because I stumbled upon it on accident.
The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry and gathered them in his mind and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree.
Alright. Alright. Now this area, I think will take a minute, and I don't think there's another lore stone in this area, according to what I just read. But I believe this area will take a minute or so. Because this area is a little bit more involved. But that's fine. Gonna go this way. Alright, so there may be easier ways to do some of the steps that I'm about to take. But I am sometimes a masochist and like to do things the hard way, so that's what I'm gonna... I may or may not do it that way. So we're gonna do this one first because I believe our final objective is closer to that one over there, so this is what I'm gonna do here.
She thought she could beat her own dog. Did she beat the darkness? No. It nearly killed her, but she tried. Druth helped her. If it wasn't for Druth, she'd be dead. She can't beat her own darkness.
Let's see. I do need to go through here. Is the bridge? Yes, it is. Okay.
But it didn't work. She thought her curse would affect him. She thought her curse would...
I actually like how they did the puzzles in this game. They're actually not like annoying. They're not super hard. They're not ridiculous or anything like that. Hopefully they continue that in the second one, which I'm sure they will make. I feel pretty positively that they will. But we'll see. We're gonna unlock this bad boy. I want one of those in my house. Those things are dope. Okay, now. Oh, wait. There is a lore stone here. Hold on a second. I don't think my list here includes this one. That's odd.
The Northmen say that Odin is always in search of knowledge and wisdom and magic. There was a very wise being named Mimir, who guarded the waters of wisdom which flow from the roots of the world tree. Odin wished to drink from this spring, but he had to pay a price. So he gouged out his own eye as offering to Mimir. He drank from the well and traded one way of seeing for another.
Alright, I was wrong. I read it wrong. My list did include this one. Some of the locations for these are worded very vague. Worded very vaguely, I should say. And, it's... Actually, I believe I need to get down. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go down. So... It's, gonna be a little bit difficult, especially for the ones that I didn't find on my first playthrough. It's gonna be a little hard finding those just because some of these are worded very oddly. All these shimmering lights, Jesus Christ. Now we need to go back through there. Alright, now I believe the next one isn't until I defeat the boss, so we should be good for a little bit. For a little bit. Alright, then we go through this guy.
They're gone. No, half of them have gone. They're gone. Some are still there. But where? Some are still there. Oh, Raven's helping. He's not helping. It's true. Quiet. I can't think.
Out in the wilds, in cold winter woods,
Where?
she no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. She remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on and kill that which had become a part of her.
Alright, so pretty much going through that portal got rid of half of the runes that were hanging on these trees. So now I need to go through the other one to get rid of the other half. And then we'll be hunky-dory. I think these are meant to kind of give you some hints too, like, hey, fucker, go that direction. You know, which is cool that they would do that, if you so need it. If these puzzles truly stump you.
The rings. They're gone. No.
Alright.
Looking back, I was so naive to think she could banish it on her own. The further she saw into the darkness, the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the glow, the smallest hints of shape, sound, thought, grew in strength until they consumed her whole. Before she knew, the darkness had her in its claws.
The gate is open.
Alright. That's pretty much why I said it was good to do that one last.
When it comes to the darkness, it's like it doesn't want to kill her. Yet, will gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillian before her time comes?
Alright. So, this is where the next boss battle will take place. Now, it does actually, my first death was on this boss. And, I mean, this boss isn't particularly hard. There are a little, it can be a little tricky at times. And, you know, me, I can easily make some shitty decisions. I need to go to the door first. I'm dumb. Need to go to the door first before the portals and shit activate. But my first death was on this boss.
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both saw darkness. We can fight it together.
Alright.
Speak to me, Druth. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Interesting story there. I pretty much already have... Ooh, don't fall now. I've never fallen off these, but I don't really want to test it out now. Alright, so now we have this area pretty much solved.
The gate is open. Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me. I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you. I see you now. You led me to the wilds. You trapped me there.
Alright. Boss battle time.
Don't let them surround
He's
you.
already starting this bullshit. Alright. You'll oftentimes see me switch between enemies quite a bit. Just because, not only will I want to target certain enemies, but it's a good way to see how many enemies there are. Excuse me. Come on, homeboy. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. All right. Ah, damn it. If you get knocked down, if you repeatedly press X, you can... Damn it. Just gonna try and... You can get back up quicker. Fucker. Damn it. Getting too slow on that. There we go.
She's nearly there.
Alright. I don't exactly know how healing goes in this game. It seems like there is an auto regen, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And I do have my focus, which we'll get into that here in a minute. Alright, we got 2. Oh no, we got 3. Now I want to maneuver them to where I get this guy first.
She finished him. There are too many of them. Find a strong position.
There we go.
Focus now. Focus.
Alright.
Focus now.
Now I will focus. I just wanted to wait till he's closer to me. Ah, damn it. Fucker.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time.
The Mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
Alright. So that's one boss down. It was much easier that time around.
When she was younger, she would lay in the grass and stare at the clouds. And there she saw them. Elusive. Shifting faces. After a while, she could see the faces everywhere. The trees, the mountains, caves.
Alright, so that time around that boss took me a lot less time and was a bit easier this time around. And I didn't die on him this time.
Can you see the faces too? They're there. If you look for them.
Mother.
Senua, you have the sight. Just like I do. Why
Once you can see into the underworld. The underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you. Did you see her? That was her mother, Galina. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother. Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over. She misses her so much.
Alright. Now, there are a few... I can think of 3. At least I think there's only 3 that I found. Of moments like that where you see a face or something and you could have like this vision of Senua's mom. But I don't think I found all of them, because I've only found 3. And I'm only aware of 3. And I've looked at the trophies for this game, and it doesn't seem like those are tied to trophies like the lore stones are, so it seems like there might only be the 3. Alright, so we got a new enemy here. I'm gonna get away from that attack. Oh, that's not very nice, dude. So these guys are a little bit stronger.
End it now. Nearly the end.
Oh, blocked that one perfectly. Whoa. Alright. Now I got 3 on my hand. Now this game can get really difficult when you're in kind of tighter spaces like this. Because you can't unlock from an enemy, at least not that I'm aware of. It's always locked onto an enemy. So it can be hard to, in a small space, get away from some of them sometimes, because you're always locked onto something. Now we have a shield guy here. Now these guys, I don't know if really countering them really works, to be honest. My method of handling these guys is dodging to the side, kicking them, and hitting them twice. And then I will just back off and... Oh, you fucker. I imagine they probably can be countered, but... That's just my way of doing it.
She needs to go back. She can't. It won't open. Why won't it open? There's another challenge. She hasn't just
Surt, the fire giant has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind, and the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
Alright, the next one, next lore stone, I believe, is down here.
On her way back from the wilds, an outcast was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke
Northmen tell this story. Before the earth was created, there was a world called Muspel. Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot, flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant, Ymir. Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
All right. Okay. Now, on my playthrough for the boss, or this next boss anyway, I had no problems on this boss, so let's hope that that stays the same. But speaking of giant ghostly heads of our moms, now this one doesn't give you any indication really that, you know, to look at it, but if you just zoom at it, it'll do it.
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons, some of us further than others. Your father cannot see what you see, but there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
Very enlightening, I guess. I don't know. All right. Just taking a look around. I don't think there was a lore stone here, but some of them, and like I said, the wording on some of them on this website is very vague, so I'm relying a little bit on my memory for most of them. All right, just oh, that was cheap. I don't need to evade voices inside my head. That's why you do it, because I do sometimes. Oh, fuck. Hey. Alright, I got hit when I really shouldn't have, but it's fine.
She's ready. You are a capable warrior. Remember your training.
They would spawn one behind me. Jerks.
He's gone.
Alright. Come on, buddy. You can kind of see our focus meter on that glowy medallion, if I need to use it. I really don't want to be here. Out of the corner.
You're close.
There we go. Now, I take the combat very slow in this game.
I can still smell it. Sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. You hear them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now.
I take the combat very slow in this game. There are, like, certain combos that do promote a kind of healthy, or not healthy, what the fuck am I talking about? Speedy combat, but I just don't.
The path to Hellhire is sealed to the living, but you already walk amongst the dead.
Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened.
A game that threatens me to delete my save file is not really a game that I want to
When you first came to my
charge
lands,
headfirst in.
I knew enough of their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish now that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, slavery to many lands. This darkness you speak of? I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
More fighting already. So, shield guy we're gonna save for last or later. Depending on how this all works out. Okay, camera. Yeah, I heard you.
There's too many of them.
Find a good position.
But you let them behind you.
I pretty much almost always do heavy attacks because they just do so much more damage. I wasn't paying enough attention on that one. Oop, back up.
Down. Finish it. Finish it.
Alright, we're dealing with you first, homie. Get a few light attacks in there. Just hopefully do some of that extra damage. You gonna come at me or what? Alright, so now that door's open.
When you see a fire gate of Surt, know that only a sacrifice will stoke the fires of Muspel, and let the dead walk through.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
Talking about this fire. Uh-oh, time to go.